Several LA County Sheriff's deputies are facing discipline now for taking and sharing graphic photos at the scene of the helicopter crash that killed 9 people, including Kobe Bryant. 8 deputies have been identified in the incident. 8 deputies have been identified in the incident.
8 deputies have been identified in the incident.
I knew it was bad when Kobe got in trouble. I said, this is a wrap for us. He's one of the most wholesome dudes we had. Lock him up, everything. And Kobe kept it together. Thank God he held his game together, because if he was cracking under pressure and getting like 6 points a game, the whole LA would have been like, that nigger is guilty. Kobe was playing his ass off. He was playing like his freedom depended on that shit. You see that motherfucker in them games, this nigga's trying to beat that case on the court. Like the judge threw him the ball, like, play for your freedom. If I could talk to Kobe, I'd be like, just relax, you'll be fine, man. Because the public is still giving Kobe the benefit of the doubt. He's one of
the few black celebrities that get that.
Not because he's a celebrity, more because, you know, the girl showed up with 8 different semens to the investigation. You can't do that. That's 7 too many. That's a lot of semen, man. This bitch got Noah's Ark in her panties. Like, what, you trying to recreate humanity or something? She's a collector. She got every unsolved mystery. The answer might be in this girl's paint. That's the first place I look. OJ's other gloves in there. Bigfoot's footprint. 3 CSI reruns is in that motherfucker. We got the most diabolical draws ever.
8 deputies have been identified in the incident. Sheriff Alex Villanueva is apologizing, says he has ordered an internal investigation. The LA Times reports a bartender in Norwalk overheard a deputy showing off the gruesome photos and filed a complaint with the department.
A punch to the gut. You know, it was such a hard scene, dealing with the families firsthand and reassuring them we're doing everything possible, and then to find out, you know, days later that this happened, it's just a sense of betrayal.
The sheriff says he ordered the photos deleted immediately, but the chair of the sheriff's Civilian Oversight Committee says that move looks like a cover-up of misconduct. Legal observers say the action could be seen as destruction of evidence. There are now calls for an independent investigation.
As the chief indicated, there were no survivors. We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft, the pilot plus 8 individuals. There is wide speculation as to who the identities are. However, it is entirely inappropriate right now to identify anyone by name until the coroner has made the identification through their very deliberative process, and they've made notifications to next of kin. And it'd be extremely disrespectful to understand that your loved one was perished and you learn about it from TMZ. That is just wholly inappropriate, so we're not going to be going there. We're going to wait till the coroner does their job, and we're assisting the families of those who believe they've been impacted, and it's a tough process.
We got a tip that this had happened, and then we were on the phone with various people from Kobe's camp for an hour before we posted the story. So, you know, all I can say is this, that, you know, when somebody of that magnitude dies so tragically, this becomes a worldwide massive story. And when you look at the way these things come down, I mean, when you think about it, when there's a plane crash, when you think about it, the media immediately says, you know, flight so-and-so going from Los Angeles to New York, you know, and they're basically telling 300 families, knowing that their relatives were on the plane, because it's a news event, and they're not waiting for, you know, the sheriff or whoever to come out with all of, you know, the notifications or whatever, because they report it because it's a news event. This, in our judgment, was such a big news event that once we got, and by the way, we got it confirmed by Kobe's people. that ultimately that's what happened. That's how we ended up posting it. Because the original source, I wanted more, and we got it confirmed by Kobe's people. We got it confirmed by Kobe's people.
On O'Keefe fully loaded.
So is it true that the FBI is now investigating your department because of secret societies and possible gangs within your department?
Actually, I can actually say they are not investigating it. What I can say is we'd be more than happy to assist them in any way, shape, or form if and when they decide to do an investigation, but that is not happening right now.
So the secret societies that some deputies say exist, that isn't a concern within the department?
It's always been a concern. This is a concern that goes back to the 1970s, and it resurfaces every 10 years or so. And the most latest version of it is with the Bandidos in East Los Angeles Station. But I removed the very first action I did in office on December 3rd, we removed the station captain from East LA. We replaced the entire management team of the station. We have a new station commander there who is doing a wonderful job of separating the who's who in the zoo. 36 transfers have already happened. People have left the station now. We've created a policy that actually addresses deputy cliques and sub groups within the department, and we're talking about tattoos and all these things. And if it's damaging, employees are treating people wrongly because of that, well then they're not going to be deputies any longer.
But you can't say for certain that it's not going on within your department.
We have some behavior that is of concern. The fight that happened in September of last year during the previous administration illustrated that concern, and now it's a subject of litigation, and we're addressing that. We've launched criminal investigation, we've launched internal affairs investigation, and we did that first policy that has never been done in the history of the department. So we're doing everything physically or legally possible to this date, and that the results will speak.
He has defended his decision to reinstate that fired deputy, but now with these video clips being released and other information coming to light, he denied a request tonight for comment.
And I came across the first evidence of the pay-to-play scandal.
As LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva presided over a graduation ceremony tonight, he spoke about past scandals that have plagued the department, but didn't address the latest one involving a fired deputy that he reinstated.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In newly released video clips by the County Civil Service Commission, you see Deputy Karen Carl Mandoyan trying to break into his girlfriend's sliding glass door. She was also a deputy.
What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
You filming me?
Yeah, I am. Stop trying to break into my house.
And in another, he's seen with a broomstick on her patio. There's also a darkened clip where his hand opens her bathroom window.
Stop, dude! Get out of my house!
It was these clips, along with other evidence, such as pictures of her bruised and harassing text messages, that led to former Sheriff Jim McDonnell firing him in 2016 for domestic abuse. During Villanueva's run for sheriff, Mandoyan worked for his campaign, served as a chauffeur, and stood by Villanueva as he was sworn in. Shortly thereafter, Villanueva reinstated him, causing a swirl of controversy. Villanueva recently defended the reinstatement at a press briefing.
In this case, the internal affairs investigators deliberately hid 3 huge pieces of information that were exculpatory in nature. So when they're measuring what the preponderance of evidence is, it's a 50% plus 1 exercise. We can't conceal what's exculpatory and only present what's incriminating.
The County Board of Supervisors has now filed a lawsuit to void Villanueva's decision to reinstate Mandoyan.
A ton of people tell you, oh, don't do that, but ask yourself, is this the right thing to do?
And investigators looking into Mandoyan's reinstatement have learned that he has admitted to having a Reaper tattoo and being a member of this secret society. And you may recall that back in 2016 that Mandoyan's girlfriend had told investigators that he had warned her that he was a member of this group and that he knew people that could ruin her career.
career.
The Sheriff's Department hit hard by the loss of this veteran officer. Officials praising her tonight for the act of kindness that sadly resulted in her death. A solemn tribute to a fallen officer. Dozens of police vehicles forming a procession, escorting the body of Sheriff's Detective Amber Least to the morgue. A line of deputies saluting as her flag-draped coffin was taken inside. The 41-year-old was off duty when she lost her life while helping someone else.
This is a sad day for us.
Authorities say Least was at a stoplight at the intersection of Whitsett Avenue and Riverside in Valley Village this morning when she saw a pedestrian stumble and fall while crossing the street. The detective put her car in park and went to assist the older woman.
That deputy sheriff and her came out and she said, I have to help this lady across the street.
While returning to her vehicle, Least was struck by a car.
It's one of those things that happens that when it did happen, what was she doing? She was helping somebody. And that's a quintessential deputy sheriff right there.
The driver of the vehicle stopped at the scene and the crash remains under investigation. Least, a 12-year veteran of the LA County Sheriff's Department, spent the last 5 years at the West Hollywood station, serving as a school resource officer before earning the rank of detective.
That example she set, we want everyone to be able to emulate and hold her in high regard.
Memories tonight of a sheriff's detective who loved to serve.
Hundreds came together to remember their loved one, taken while doing what she loved, helping others.
Amber Least was laid to rest today.
Look, yeah, no more queens. Look, days of depression, I'm just looking for balance. Putting the world back together, man, this shit is a challenge. All the women on my herb be too worried about styling or their Instagram followers.